The Rainbow Crow. In the bustling town of Birdville, crows were known for their sleek black feathers, shiny as polished coal. But one crow was different. He didn't have black feathers, oh no. Rainbow Crow's feathers shimmered with every colour under the sun. He sparkled like a prison on a sunny day. Instead of being admired, Rainbow Crow was teased mercilessly for this. The other crows cawed things like, "Why can't you be normal?" or "Your feathers must make you stick out like a parrot on a pigeon party." Rainbow Crow felt lonely. He longed to fit in, but no amount of mud baths or rolling in soot could dull his dazzling colours. His only friend was Alina, the flower fairy. She tried to make him feel better about himself, but it wasn't easy. To lighten the mood, Alina had decided the crow needed some fun. Every confident crow needs a hat. She crafted a tiny top hat from acorn caps and daisy petals and perched it on his head. But one hat wasn't enough. Soon the crow was strutting about wearing a chef's hat, a pirate's hat, even a bonnet with a sunflower bobbing on top. But it just made the other creatures laugh even harder, so the hats were quietly thrown into the bog. "You've got those strong legs and wings," Alina said. "Let's show them off with a dance." She demonstrated a clumsy twirl, tangling herself in a flower dress. The crow tried his best, flapping and hopping in what could only be described as crowbotics. Oh dear. The forest echoed with laughter, and Rainbow Crow decided he would never, ever dance again. This really wasn't going the way Alina hoped. "Okay, I think you need an official title. From now on, you are Sir Flappington the Bold," she proclaimed, placing a crown made of daisies and dandelions on his head. The squirrels, rabbits, and even the hedgehogs gathered to stare. And then, yes, you guessed it, began to snigger and laugh, and even Alina had to admit this was her worst idea ever. "Thanks for trying to cheer me up," sniffed Rainbow Crow. "What are friends for? I think I just want to be on my own." She smiled a little sadly as she hugged her friend before he flapped away into the night. If only she could do something to help. Later that night she couldn't sleep. Tossing and turning, thinking about her friend, she flew over to his nest and creeped closer. Rainbow Crow sat on his branch and began a sad cawing. Well, it wasn't exactly cawing, it was a rather beautiful sound. So, Rainbow Crow could sing. This gave her an idea. She just needed a little magic and some paper and pens. The next day, as Rainbow Crow was sitting under his favourite tree, still feeling sorry for himself, he noticed lots of posters fluttering in the wind, which seemed to have appeared overnight. They said, "Treetops Talent Show, Golden Feather Trophy to be won." Thought Rainbow Crow. Maybe if I show them I have talent, they'll accept me. But what could he do? He wasn't a strong flyer, like Carl Crow, the fastest bird in town. He wasn't a brilliant mimic, like Molly Crow, who could imitate anything from a cat to a car alarm. And he definitely wasn't as funny as Benny Crow, the stand-up comedian. Feeling unsure, Rainbow Crow waddled back to his nest, thinking about the talent show all the time. Alina was there waiting for him. She read his mind. "You know what you should do. Sing!" "But I only sing when I'm alone. I'm too afraid of being mocked by those other crows." "Do it for me," begged Alina. And then, after some thought, Rainbow Crow gave a tiny nod. For the next week, Rainbow Crow practiced day and night, humming sweet melodies that made the trees sway. However, his singing wasn't a secret for long. Benny Crow, who loved snooping, heard the enchanting tunes one evening. "Oh, he thinks he can sing, can he? This is going to be hilarious." Soon the whole town knew that Rainbow Crow was entering the talent show. The other crows smirked, imagining the colourful bird embarrassing himself on stage. "Let's all go and watch Rainbow squawk," Carl sniggered. On the day of the talent show, the auditorium was packed. Birds of all kind, pigeons, sparrows, even a few snooty peacocks crowded in, eager to see the performances. Carl wowed the crowd with aerial stunts. Molly's mimicry act had the audience in stitches. Benny's jokes made the judges caw with laughter. Then it was Rainbow Crow's turn. Rainbow Crow took a deep breath, stepped onto the stage, and then began to sing. The moment his voice filled the room, the crowd fell silent. His melody was like sunlight breaking through storm clouds, like a bubbling, babbling brook after a long drought. The notes shimmered, painting pictures in the air. For the first time, no one cared about his feathers. They were too mesmerised by his voice. When the song ended, there was just a moment of stunned silence. And then the room exploded with applause. Birds chirped, cawed, and squawked in delight. Rainbow Crow beamed as the judges handed him the golden feather trophy. He had won, but what happened next wasn't something he expected. The next morning, Rainbow Crow woke to a strange sight. His neighbour, Carl Crow, was standing in his yard, covered in paint. Carl had painted himself blue. "What are you doing?" Rainbow Crow asked, bewildered. I figured maybe I'd look cool if I was colourful too." Then Molly Crow waddled over, her feathers dusted with glitter. "Yeah, black is boring," she said. Before long, the entire crow population of Birdville was raiding art supplies. Some painted themselves green, others purple. One particularly daring crow even glued sequins to his wings. The once jet black flock had transformed into a rainbow of colours. Rainbow Crow couldn't believe it. "Wait a minute," he said. "You teased me for being different, and now you all want to look like me." The other crows looked sheepish. "We were wrong," Benny admitted. "We thought being different was bad, but you showed us it's actually pretty amazing." From that day on, Rainbow Crow was no longer an outcast. He became the town's hero, not just for his voice, but for showing everyone the beauty of embracing what makes you unique. And Birdville, it was the most colourful town in the sky. The other birds, from peacocks to sparrows, often said, "You've never seen anything like the Rainbow Crows of Birdville." And Rainbow Crow? He smiled every time he looked at his shimmering reflection, proud to be exactly who he was. And whilst he still liked to sing alone, he would sometimes sing to the other animals. And to his best friend Alina, who, it has to be said, might have had something to do with those talent show posters appearing just like that. Well, what are friends for? Thank you to Beatrix for coming up with the title of The Rainbow Crow. That's what I really love about your ideas. You take something we know and expect, like a black crow, and then you do something so magical with it. It's a rainbow, it's full of colour. Thank you very much, Beatrix. And also, thank you to Alina for the character Alina the Flower Fairy. Always a good idea to try and name it after yourself, I think. If you have any ideas for stories, titles, or characters, make sure you use the StoryQuest character creator at funkidslive.com. Got an idea for a story? Tell us the title at funkidslive.com/storyquest and we could bring your story to life. For a new story each week, make sure you hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss a single episode.